This is the Momentum Podcast.
As an entrepreneur, the relationships that you develop with your team members, particularly those team members that are closest to you, is going to make or break the growth in your business. In this episode of the Momentum Podcast, Alex is going to sit down with 3 of our members and their operators. And he's going to ask specific questions about how communication has improved their ability to grow and scale effectively, and a few tactical, tangible ways you can apply these concepts in your business so that you can grow and scale predictably.
I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future. And instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. You know, at a lot of our events, what we do is we bring up a panel of members. And in the past, you know, we theme the panels because we choose, like, this is what we want to get across in this panel. And so a few events ago, we had a panel of CEOs that were moving into or had achieved passenger status. And so that was one of the most effective panels we have. My team learned, our members learned. Well, today we wanted to do a panel with both CEOs and operators. You know, what we recognize in this group is that the CEO-operator relationship is one of the most crucial aspects of growing a business, and we want to highlight that today. We have 3 sets of owner-operators. I'm going to really quick introduce them. We have, really excited for this, Julie Broad and Angela Jones, and it just so happens Julie's business is doing really well, and she's in the breathing studio. So Julie and Angela, welcome to the panel. Can you guys just real quickly say hi so that we can identify where you are?
Hello. Hey, everyone.
Oh, cool. Okay, got Julie. I caught a Julie. Now I need an Angela Jones. Can you say hi? There we go. Perfect. All right, awesome. So the second, and I'm going to do a quick introduction when I have everybody on here. The next one is Robert Hartwell and Dallin Halls. So Robert and Dallin.
Hey, everybody.
So excited to hear from the 2 of you. This is going to be amazing. All right. And then the last operator and CEO pair is Travis Barker and Cody Griffin. And Travis and Cody are in the same square. Thanks, guys. Then I only have to move one.
Griffith.
Sorry, Griffith. Sorry.
We do it all the time. It's okay.
What did I say? Griffin?
Yeah.
Ah, man, sorry about that. I try to not do stuff like that. So Griffith, I'll remember that next time. So just as a means of introduction, Julie, for your team, or actually whichever one of you wants to go, for Julie, for your company, I'd like to just have you share the type of company you have, how many people on your team, your revenue, and let's just do that for now. So, and I'll ask you a question or two. I just want everyone to get context on who they're hearing.
Yeah, sure. So we have Book Launchers, and we're a self-publishing services firm. So everything from writing all the way to promotion. And we have 14 full-time employees. I'm just double checking.
In a couple of weeks, we'll have, more.
Okay. So 14 plus we have somebody starting next week. So 15. And then we have about 40 contractors as well that we work with. We are just now at a $1.8 million run rate. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
That is fantastic. And Julie, how long have you been in this program? I want everyone to just have a little context so that as you start giving answers, they're not thinking like, oh man, we're so far behind. So how long have you been here?
Yeah, just over 2 years. And when I joined, the run rate was 260,000, just to give you guys a sense. And there was 3 people on the team at the time.
Okay, so awesome. All right, so let's go to the next pair here. So Travis, can you do the same for your business? So type of business that you have, number of people on the team, revenue?
Yeah, so we're managed IT consulting. We have 7 people. We're actively hiring right now. And we did $800,000 last year.
Awesome. And how long have you been in the program, Travis?
Just over 6 months. Because I joined right before the summit in September, like a week before.
Oh, wow. That's kind of shocking. I thought you'd been here. I thought you were going to say like a year and a few months. It feels like longer. That's awesome, Travis. All right. So Dallin and Robert, same thing. So type of company, how many people on the team, revenue?
Well, first off, and none of us know how many team members we have. We literally are here in Gusto, like counting people. I'm like, how do we not know these things? Like, what?
So you take an estimate and you say it confidently.
Oh my gosh. So we work at the Broadway Collective, and we're training the next generation of Broadway. So we work with young musical theater students, and they're singing and they're dancing and they're acting in their personhood. We have 10 team members, 10 employees, and we did 2.4 million last year.
So awesome. All right. Well, thanks. Oh, and how long have you been in the program?
4 months?
No, we've been here like 5 months at this point.
5 months. Okay. So Haley, I want you, since this is an operator CEO panel, I want you like here with me. And I also want like the questions you think that we should get answered. Deanna, I'm open to suggestions from you too, because I know you assembled this panel. I want to make sure we draw out the right stuff. Deanna, do you have a question that you think I should start with?
Well, the reason why I chose everyone that's on here is that I've been able to observe what appears to be a very marked difference in their relationship. And so if they could just talk to what a difference the cadence has made on their relationship as CEO and operator.
Oh, that is so cool. I want to start with Robert and Dallin, since you have the shortest time in the cadence. So give us an idea of what has it done for your relationship, or what is being here, doing this work done for the relationship between the two of you?
That's an interesting question, because we have worked really closely together for a long time and have developed a really close friendship. So we've had an interesting dynamic between friendship and work relationship. And as we've continued to grow as a business, we've discovered like how important it is to really tighten up the CEO operator relationship just as much as we've tightened up our friend-to-friend relationship, and making sure that it's allowed for a more vulnerability, more transparency, more support between each other than I thought we needed, because we were such good friends before.
Yeah.
That's interesting coming from a friendship. That's cool. What were you going to say, Robert?
Oh no. What Val was saying about the vulnerability, I feel we've always cared about each other and about like our personal lives, but I have definitely seen like a marked difference in caring about like protecting ourselves and our self-care over the past couple of months. And I mean, just simply having that 10 minutes before we have our daily huddle together every morning, where he has a space to, share what's happening in his life. I have a, space to share what's happening in my life. And then, what we're knowing that we're aligning before we get in front of the team every morning, that has been super, super huge for us.
And has strengthened our ability to call each other out. Like when you're friends.
I was just about to ask that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this relationship between like friendship and work, you're towing that line between like, if I call him out on some shit right now, like how is this going to affect everything? But we've come to a point, and not perfect, but we're developing the process and developing our communication cadence, so that we're able to strategically call each other out in the ways that we need to, and support each other in ways that we need to, and learning how to step into my power, and him learning how to support me, which is I'm rambling, but
I think the last thing too, sorry, and then I'll shush, is like the acceleration meter has definitely been huge for us, because for the longest, it was like a year ago, it was just Dallin and I and like one other person. And now there's like, 10 that show up on a call every morning,
We know you didn't mean that.
You know what I mean? Like it's from the heart. When we get in a real space together, you'll understand the humor. I apologize. I'm sorry. But all of that to say, what is incredible is that now being able to have a language, being able to like truly verbalize and have words to use to be able to hold each other accountable, but like to support each other in our development. It's been really incredible to see how it's not just affected our relationship, but more so the team, and I was talking to, I think, Deanna and Alex about this. Once we put the cadence in, it made one team member who had just left want to come back. And then it made one team member who we were like, oh, this person will never go anywhere. It scared the crap out of them and they ran away. But it's like the best thing that's ever happened, because it like opened up so much incredible space for, I'm just going to call it what it is, literally for miracles. Like actual miracles have happened like the past couple of months simply because of that.
Just got chill thinking about it.
Yeah.
Having the language, having the words to identify the feelings or the experiences has definitely supported that acceleration meter and whatever.
So awesome. All right. So same answers from Travis. And so same question for you, Travis and Cody. How has having the cadence affected or strengthened or changed or shifted the relationship between the two of you?
So we're kind of similar. I've known Cody now for 9 years. Yeah. He thought I was when he first met me. Sorry, I know language, but he really did. He almost hated me, because we both worked for a large corporation at the same time. And he thought I was an arrogant, pompous, and he wouldn't talk to me for a while. And I was in charge of his training when he first started there. So, but since then he's followed me now through 3 companies, I guess, or jobs or whatever to come here. And when we joined Sharfin, we were in a dumpster fire, to be honest. Like, I had a partner who was running this thing into the ground. It was an absolute train wreck. I just fired him and we didn't know what to do. The coach and mentor I had before were just kind of like, sell. Money fixes all problems. Alex, we talked about this, remember? And it was like, I got on this call because I'm like, I don't have the business that I want. I've talked about this a lot. And the very first thing that Nicole told me was like, you need an operator. And I'm like, what does an operator do? And she kind of explained to me what that role was. And I was like, I know exactly who I want for this job. And it was Cody. And we immediately started with Nicole and Deanna. We basically built out the transition to bring him on. And so kind of what that has looked like for our team since then, me and Cody are kind of polar opposites and our discs are very different too. Cody grounds me a lot. And like an example for today, there was something that we had to get done for a customer. There was some miscommunication and I was frustrated and annoyed. I'm like, Cody, why didn't you do it this way? Or why didn't this happen? And like, he took the full brunt of it, which he does a lot for our team. And then afterwards I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, it's okay. So he does that for me a lot, which is awesome because it allows me to, he can be my sounding board and take my frustration. So I show up better for my team.
So the detail that I want to know is, so how long you've been in the program for about 6 months. So I'm going to ask you, Cody, I actually want to know if you can talk, because I don't think you've ever talked on anyone, but I think I've seen you like 5 or 6 times. So I'm super psyched to hear your voice. So Cody, how has in the past 6 months being in the Cadence shifted the relationship or the communication between you and Travis from your point of view?
It's really strengthened the communication between the two of us. There are times where, as a service, we're basically on call for our customers. So because of my expertise in the field, I get pulled away for doing some of our projects and stuff for our customers. And I know that that can be an annoyance to Travis, and he checks me when I get too focused in the moment with other things. He kind of helps redirect me where I need to be. And then I also help, relay information to the team through him too, as well. That's also kind of been an empowerment that he's given me more of a voice within the business, to be able to translate the concerns that he might have to the team in a less annoyed way. If he has an annoyance, I can translate to everyone else without showing that off as much.
You can remove the emotion from it.
Yep. So,
when I think about the Cadence, before our business was chaotic, really. And I knew where I wanted to go, and I didn't know how to explain that. And I'm still struggling with that some. But what the Cadence has done is it allows me to communicate with my team and with Cody so that we can make sure that the direction we're going, we still veer off course. I'm assuming partly because we're service and we have all these demands that always pop up, but it keeps us closer in where we need to go. Keeps us more on direction. And the cadence between me and Cody just ensures that we're holding each other accountable. Like, hey, we said we're going to do this, or this was the to-do thing. And it empowers both of us to hold each other accountable. Because we've said we were going to do these things. Whereas before, no one would ever say, oh, Travis, you were going to do this. That just wasn't even.
It wasn't even an option for someone to hold you accountable.
No. And even if I'd asked them to, it still wouldn't happen.
But now that there's a structure there, people feel more safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what I want to kind of draw out what I heard so that everybody else hears it is that for the two of you, the Cadence has created more open communication where you're more willing to delegate communication and responsibility to Cody. And Cody, it sounds like you feel like you're getting that delegation more completely after the Cadence was in place. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. All right, we'll come back to you. So same question for the two of you, Julie and Angela. Angela, you've been in the program for a while. So if you can think back to before and now with the Cadence, how has that modified communication for the two of you?
Well, Julie might be the one to answer this first, as far as she actually joined the Cadence before she had even hired me.
Oh, that's right, Angela. You came in, yeah.
Yeah, so I know Deanna helped coach her through that hiring process for me. So Julie, if you want to go first, you can, but I don't mind jumping in from my perspective.
No, go ahead. I mean, I hired Angela for the purpose of implementing the Cadence because I took one look at it and said, no, not me. So, I knew I needed help. So Angela's job was basically, here's this Cadence thing. You need to put it in place.
Yeah, when you say that, I laugh on the inside because I wrote it. I feel the same way about it. That's why Haley's here. But it needs to be there. I just don't want to have to do it. So go ahead, Angela. I'd love to hear what you have to share.
Yeah, I think it's really incredible. I mean, we've always had a virtual team, and Julie and I have met the most in person of any of the other team members that I've met, but the Cadence has really established a place and a way to build trust between the two of us. And even though I've only met her, like 4 times in person, if that, I made 3 or 4, it feels like more. I feel like I know her so well in certain areas, and we're still learning more about each other as different scenarios and different things arise. And just recently, we're still in the midst of it, but we had a situation where she, had an opinion about something and I had a differing opinion. And that's one of the first times where I've really had a strong differing opinion. But the Cadence gave me the trust in Julie to know that I can voice my different opinion to her and we could talk through it and try to figure things out because of that, which I know in past organizations that would not even have been an option. Like, oh, if you have a different opinion, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. But to be able to come to a place, and part of that is just Julie's personality herself as a person. But this has also built that trust for me to know, okay, let's work through this. And I think that's really incredible.
God, that's so cool. So for you, Angela, it sounds like in other organizations, you didn't feel empowered to be able to share how you really felt, but that having, and again, having that process really creates protection.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those where I was more of I had to be a sheep. Not that I wanted to be a sheep. I had to be the sheep.
Yeah.
And this it encourages the opposite, and it really encourages people to be their true selves, which is just incredible. And it helps grow the organization. Like, I know Julie's got the best intentions and she knows I have the best intentions. And this Cadence promotes that tremendously.
So good.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Momentum Podcast. If you're ready to take the next step, we would love to talk to you. Go to billionairecode.com and schedule a call with a member of our team. Let us help you get hyper clear on where you're at in your business right now and how what we do as a company can help you move forward predictably and quickly. Go to billionairecode.com. That's billionairecode.com.